It says in John chapter 10, verses 14 through 15, I am the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father. And I lay down my life for the sheep. Jesus said that he's the good shepherd. He says that he is the good shepherd and that he knows us. He knows his own. He knows his own. And that's powerful. Like that's amazing. Like that's wonderful that Jesus knows us. He's he's not a God who says, "Hey, I died for you. Hey, you over there. I died for you. I died for you." It says in Isaiah 43, it says, "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." But what Jesus says is, "Hey, Caleb, I love you. Hey, Lindsay, I love you. I know how many hairs are on your head. Hey, Kevin, I know what keeps you up at night. I know what you fear. I know what you love. I know that you long to have children. I know that that Reese, I know you long to be a football player. I know how much you love me. God knows us intimately. God knows us. He knows our heart. He knows our minds. He knows everything about us. He's not a distant God. He's a personal God. He knows everything about us. He knows us immensely and intimately. He knows us in every way, but he also knows us in a deep way. Like he sees what I'm going through, and he not only sees it on high, but he stands by me and he walks with me through it. He walks with you through it and the things that you go through in your life. Then it says, "And my own know me." As we grow deeper in Jesus, the level of relationship that we have with him gets deeper and deeper and deeper. It's like a relationship that I have with, with my girlfriend. It gets deeper and deeper and deeper as I get to know her more and more and more. And the same is true with Christ. As we grow deeper in him, we get to see his characteristics, his character traits, that he is love, that he's grace, that he's mercy, he's forgiveness, he's protection, he's provision, he's peace, he's everything. Everything that my heart needs, everything that your heart needs, Jesus is. He is our satisfaction. Hallelujah. He's our satisfaction. He satisfies our soul. He grounds us. He keeps us. He adores us. We get to know his ways. We get to know the way in which he moves and operates, how he does things in our lives. We get to understand the way that he thinks. Because God shows us that the way that I think that God is going to think is not the way God be thinking. I'm like, Lord, I think if we just do it this way, if we put this block right here, but God's like, no, I need to take you this way, this route. His ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts. But God has shown me that everything that he does, no matter if I can't see it and I can't understand the reasoning behind it, it's all for my good. It's all for my good. Every step, every plan, every purpose that God has for us, even though we may not be able to understand it at times, we can have confidence in him because everything he does is good. Everything that he does is well thought out even before the world was created. We can count on our daddy. We can count on our father in everything that he does. So we get to know him because this is a relationship. Christianity is not no religion. Christianity is a relationship that God's creation get to know their creator, get to know him on that intimate and deep level, get to know his name, get to know his ways, get to know his characteristics. He knows us and he wants us to know him. It says, just as the Father, I know my own and my own know me, just as the Father knows me and I know the Father. Jesus and God are the same person. They know everything about each other. They know everything that each other knows about each other. The same way that Jesus knows God and God knows Jesus is the same way that Jesus wants us to know him. He wants us to know him the same way that he knows God. He wants us to, man, to be tight, man, like to have such a deep friendship and relationship that is so strong, that is so sweet, that is everything that we need, everything that our heart desires, we can have in a relationship with Jesus. That's what he desires. That's what he wants. He wants us. He knows us, and we know him. But he does not want that to be a limit or a barrier to how much we know him. He wants us to just to go, man, like experience him in every level, in every facet, every way of our life. That's what he wants us to know him. Then it says, and I lay down my life for the sheep. This is how we know. This is how we as Christians know that out of all the religions in the world, all the faiths in the world, that Jesus Christ is the good shepherd and that he is the only way to salvation, because he died for us. He died for us. He died for us. Nobody else has done this. Nobody else has died, but not only died, but stayed dead and then rose on the third day for us. He was resurrected. No one else has been dead and come back to life on their own but Jesus Christ. But Jesus Christ. So we have confidence in him because there's nothing greater than him. There's no one greater than him. He gave his all for us because of his overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love for us. He gave it all. He gave his life. He gave his life for us. He is the good shepherd. He is good because by his death, we're good. Without the death of Jesus, we would still be sinners, destined for hell. But because of the blood and love of Christ, we are now the righteousness of God. We're now children of God, loved by God. So we have the privilege and the honor of getting to know the King of Kings, the only true God. We have the privilege of getting to know him. What in all creation is greater than that? What in all creation is greater than that? And man, Jesus is the good shepherd because he laid down his life. Think about somebody dying for you, going through a painful, horrible, tragic death for you because of how much they love you, because they wanted you to experience their joy and their comfort and their paradise for eternity. That's what Jesus did for you. That's what Jesus did for me. He is the good shepherd.